big. That's right. Fail big. You only live once, so do what you feel passionate about. Take chances. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots, and you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. So don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. In order to achieve your goals, you must apply discipline and consistency every day, not just on Tuesday and miss a few days. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. You've heard the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. Hard work works.
Top of the afternoon, or should I say top of the Sunday evening, y'all. It's your boy B Jizzle and my girl, Build-A-Bear KELZ with the Intels. Let me say that again, Build-A-Bear KELZ with Intels. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. But the Cowboys had their first day of padded practice today, and there was a deal done in Dallas today, but not with Micah Parsons. So let's go ahead and let's just kick that off real quick. Let me know, how's the weather over there in DC right quick, because we're getting ready to kick it up a little bit, KELZ.
It is, it started off hot, humid, muggy. Then we had a downpour.
Still raining over there.
Yeah, so it literally stopped raining not too long ago.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, Jake Ferguson, 4-year deal. How much was it worth? 5,250. How much was it worth, KELZ? It was a lot of money.
Hold on.
4 years, 30 million guaranteed, I think, like
52 million.
Yeah. Jake Ferguson with a year left on his deal. I think 5 or 6 touchdowns last year. Let's hear from Jake on what he had to say about his new contract.
I wasn't truly this whole offseason. I wasn't really thinking about it. I was just trying to get better. I know it needed to be done this whole offseason, so that was my focus. And yeah, getting it done this offseason and talking to the Jones family, it was awesome to, sign the deal. I wasn't really worrying about it. It was super far in the back of my mind because, like I said, I was really focused on trying to get better this year and making sure, I'm taking my best foot forward this season and just be as consistent as possible.
Clarence Hill, DLLS Cowboys. Shotty said you got paid, so now you can pay with that engagement ring. I don't know if that's already paid. That's Shotty. It wasn't me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It was already paid for, but no, yeah, definitely, just my whole family's been super supportive these last 2 days. And, my fiance, she's been my rock through this whole thing. And yeah.
There it is. Tight end 1 is on the books for another 4 years. And his name is not Micah Parsons. Now, me and KELZ was having a pretty good heated discussion in the green room before we got in here. And I'm going to throw this question to everybody today. If Micah has a year left on his deal and Jake has a year left on his deal and Jake gets a contract before Micah, let us know in the comments down below. Why did Jake get the deal before Micah? Because a lot of Cowboy fans are upset saying pay Micah as camp kicked off yesterday, KELZ. We didn't even talk about this on yesterday's show, but during the ceremony, Jerry was on the mic and the fans were screaming, pay Micah.
We talked about it. I mentioned it in the news and notes.
Yeah, but we didn't talk about the fact that they were yelling, pay Micah to him. How are you feeling about this whole tight end 1 contract that just came out of thin air, it seems like? Is this a good thing that tight end 1 earned that contract? Let us know what your thoughts.
I mean, I think he earned it. Granted, last year, it wasn't one of his normal performances because he was injured. Um, but yeah, I think he earned it.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's got good chemistry with Dak Prescott. And I mean, I knew he was up for a contract. I know Tyler Smith, I think, is up for an extension. I think Brandon Aubrey is up for extension. We have heard from coming out of the start that the Cowboys, even though they got one of the deals done, they're working on some more deals in lieu of that. And Micah during padded practice today was not with his pads on in practice. What does that really mean?
It's a hold-in. I mean, he's holding out, but he's in camp.
So it's officially a hold in. Micah Parsons not getting a deal. Jake Ferguson got the deal before him. I don't know. Y'all let us know down in the comments below. Why did the Cowboys pay Jake Ferguson before Micah Parsons? But let's go ahead and let's get into the show. We got my girl KELZ with the Intels talking about the first padded practice today. The pads be popping. You know what I mean? I wonder how many folks going to have to ice up after today because there was some popping going on out there at practice. What kind of intels you got for us coming out of Oxnard today, KELZ?
Okay, so today there was no blue-white scrimmage as scheduled, but the Cowboys podcast radio will air the full practice. They aired it today from 11:30 to 1:30 on TXA 21 in the DFW market, but it will be broadcast and will be available on the Cowboys Podcast Radio website, YouTube channel, connected TV app, and the mobile app by Monday. No time given. So just be on the lookout. Subscribe to the Dallas Cowboys channel
On YouTube?
on YouTube. They have a Cowboy, I think it's called Cowboys Now, on the connected TV app and mobile app. So subscribe to the Dallas Cowboys channel on those, and you'll get a ping when it's available. So as we talked about, TE1 is secure. The Cowboys did sign Jake Ferguson to a 4-year extension, making him the highest paid tight end in the franchise history through the 2029 season. It is worth upwards to 52 million. 30 million guarantee. This locks in the safety blanket for QB1 ahead of the contract year. He is the 7th highest paid TE in the NFL. Of course, George Kittle is making 19.1. Trey McBride in Arizona is making 19. Travis KELZ is making 17.125. Minnesota's TJ Hawkinson is making 16.5. Baltimore's Mark Andrew is making 15. Cleveland's David Njoku is making 13.687. And Fergie is getting 13 million a year. We did talk with the video for Jake Ferguson, so we don't have to go all into that. But
yeah, I got a question for everybody tapping in. Why did Jake seem like he jumped the line on Micah? He got the bag before Micah. Let us know in the comments below. Micah's holding in, not practicing. Micah's up for an extension, still got a year left, but Jake Ferguson jumps the line. It kind of smells like Jalen Smith years ago before Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, but I'm not going to bring up old stuff. But, I mean, the pads was on today, and there was a lot of highlights that came out of there today. And what were some things that stuck out to you on some stuff that you've seen?
Okay, so I'll do later what EVP Stephen Jones said. All right, so of course today the pads came on. Shotty on Shotty said on extending Fergie, he's excited for him, everything is done. Obviously he didn't feel like he had the best year, but I think he just shows you we're always evaluating every day the enforcer that he is, and he loves football. Shotty said about cornerback Savon Revel Jr. is doing some great things and he is progressing well. Shotty also said that Rob Jones working with the ones and Tyler Booker working with the twos yesterday was a part of their compete every day mantra. Said that Booker has had his whoa okay moment recently, and adds that he thinks Booker will be back with the ones for today's practice, which he was. Shotty hopes that Deron Bland and Kenneth Murray will be back in the next 24 to 36 hours by welcoming their newborns to their families. Shotty also said he doesn't think wide receiver Paris Campbell's injury is anything severe, but they will find out more information after his progress. Fresh off of his extension, Fergie was back at work with London Wales. DE Michael Parsons was back in sneakers again, holding the pass for his teammates in the tackling drill. Right tackle Terrence Steele was back on the practice field. Right guard Tyler Booker and right tackle Terrence Steele were working with the ones in the offensive drills. Pickens was on the jug machines, and Lamb worked on his hands with Junior Adams.
I don't know about you, but I'm starting to feel like CD he acting a little Dez-like out there at camp. He throwing balls, he getting real passionate out there. Something like we didn't see CD at camp last season. But I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a little energy coming off that 88 behavior out of CD at camp.
But before last season, he has always had a turned up camp in practice.
Nicole Craig tapping in. Appreciate those 1,200 stars at Green Badge right there. She says because Parsons' contract is being talked about, which is what Jerry likes. And our guy King Sharon, our big sponsor right here, one of our official sponsors, 2025 Gym Rat of the Year with Red Arc Builder, says looking like they're going to do Micah like they did that. Sign him the day or day before the first game. I don't know. Does that do our defense any good? I mean, why? I mean, I know you said we got till November. Micah's on a one-year deal left still. We technically don't have to sign him, which we didn't have to do with Jake today. But then this happens. Like I told you in the green room, KELZ, and for everybody here today, I just feel like they're throwing gasoline on the fire with this whole Micah situation with signing Jake Ferguson to an extension before him. That's just me.
You already know where I am on that. So, CB Trayvon Diggs was doing some corner work with Shotty looking on. He was backpedaling and playing the ball individually. Backpedaling and running around are good signs for him as he aims to get back on the field as soon as possible. This is the most the coaches have seen him do in a while as he is working his way back from the Cowboys pup list. Linebacker Maris Leofow had a good run fit. He punched a ball free from tight end John Stevens Jr. on the first play of team period. Tight end Brevin Spanford was walking with a limp down the sideline after getting banged up, and he walked gingerly to the medical tent. More information to follow later. QB1.
You said that was on who?
Brevin Spanford.
Oh, Brevin Spanford. Yeah, because I seen some video or some reporting yesterday. George Pickens went down, but there's nothing going on with him, right? I remember Terrence Steele had like a little ankle injury or something, but I think he was back today, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
QB1 Prescott got out of trouble and he ran up the middle. Jaden Blue had a strong start at practice with a few nice cuts. Safety Wanye Thomas was practicing today, was not practicing today, walking with a slight limp, no brace or devices on knees or ankle. Running back Deuce Vaughn also was not practicing, but unsure why at the moment. QB1 Prescott, he got it out quick to wide receiver George Pickens. Prescott throws quickly to CeeDee Lamb, who spins free of cornerback Troy Pride Jr., Lamb, Fergie, and QB Joe Milton all let Pride hear it afterwards. CD put Troy Pride in a spin cycle and then went back to him and chirped in his ear.
I'm telling you, that's that Dez. I'm telling you, he flexing. CD's flexing in camp, man. Woo.
Savone Revel was going through some individual work on the opposite field during team period. Right guard Tyler Booker manhandled left defensive tackle Osa Odigizua, losing his footing as a result. It's hard to ask much, but Jaden Blue had a great first week of camp, and he was very impressive with the pass on. Defensive tackle Perian Winfrey got some burn with the ones today, so they moved Mozzie to the twos. Good day for wide receiver Jalen Brooks. So far, he had some good burn during the drills. Also, a good run fit by rookie linebacker Shamar James. Running back Miles Sanders, he was mousing today. He was all over the field.
Oh, Miles was mousing today?
He was mousing.
I see what you did there.
And if anybody seen tape of Miles Sanders, when he was with Philly, then you know why I said he was mousing. It has been a great day for cornerback Andrew Booth, not so much for Jalen Tolbert. Booth included a PBU against wide receiver George Pickens and one on the deep route glued to Jalen Tolbert, and he's letting the offensive line know it very verbally. Center Cooper Beebe was moving and menacing the defensive front seven. Left tackle Tyler Guyton gave QB1 Dak Prescott the pocket he needed to fire one right into George Pickens. Linebacker Damone Clark played refreshed and with his hair on fire. He made several plays today alone. Tight end John Stevens only needs to stay healthy. That's his main thing, to stay healthy. He had a great catch from Joe Milton with cornerback Troy Pride Jr. draped all over him. The right guard Tyler Booker said on his relationship with Rob Jones, Rob, that's my big brother. That was my goal coming into the league, to find a good vet that can help me along the way. Rob has stepped into that role for me, and I really appreciate it. As you know, Rob Jones came from Miami Dolphins. Yeah. That's all I have.
All right, as we got the Dallas Cowboys official Facebook page up. I think you were talking earlier about some podcasts or something on the Cowboys. Is this related to what you were talking about their podcast schedule, or were you talking about something else?
Some things is going to change on Monday. I think
You got mixed shots, the break, and the player lounge on Monday.
Yeah, but some is changing.
Okay.
So yeah, I have to get the the full one.
Okay. Let's just take a look at some of the highlights here today from we'll go through the Dallas Cowboys official Facebook page. As the first day of padded practice kicked off in Oxnard there, as you can see the defense stepping up. Who was that? Bland? Who was that? 25. Good question.
No, Bland is 26.
Yeah, Bland is 26. There you go, George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb. Padded up today. Padded up today. You know, one person we haven't really talked about yet here, and I'm looking forward to maybe connecting with at training camp, is the wide receivers coach that just came from the University of Oregon named Junior. What's his name? Junior Adams. Junior Adams. There you go. Junior Adams. And so, you know, this wide receiver core is pretty deep in Dallas. And, you know, getting back to what we're talking about.
25. Booth is 25.
Okay, Booth. That's right. Booth has been getting some pretty good run, as you said. I've been hearing Booth's name over these last couple of days, especially today with padded practice, which has got to be good news because Trayvon is still on the PUP list. You know, any news up on Siobhan Revel, anything shaking on there? He's still on the PUP list too as well, right?
No, he's on the
NIF
NFI.
or NFI. There you go. That's right.
Yeah, so he's been getting work during training camp. So he's slowly making his way off of the NFI list.
And so as we kind of get to the wide receivers here a little bit, we got wide receiver 1 and 2 between CD and George Pickens. And so currently in Oxnard, you got Tolbert, Turpin, and Mingo. So I want to ask KELZ, how would you rank this as in 3, 4, 5, as in receiver 3, 4, 5, because you got 1, 2 with CD and George. So who is 3, 4, 5? Rank them in order. Is it Mingo, Turpin, Tolbert? Y'all let us know in the comments. How would you rank this currently?
I think Mingo's going to solidify WR3. Tolbert is having a real shaky practice. He may go into the 4 unless Ryan Flournoy or what's one of the undrafted
Jalen
rookies
Cropper.
that's been
Trayshawn Holden.
Trayshawn Holden. And I'm missing another one.
We'll go ahead and we'll grab that ESPN depth chart so we can go ahead and get to that here in just a second. But throw up your comments down there below. Let us know who is Mingo, Turpin, and Tolbert. Rank them in 2 or 3, 4, and 5 receivers, 3, 4, and 5 as the battle for wide receiver 3 continues at training camp. But I wanted to, you know, you kicked off the show yesterday with a couple of Bears, and I was like, what's she doing with them Bears? And so I know you sent me the link here today. So I want to get you your little Bear shout out here really quick. What you got going on with the Cowboy Build-A-Bear there?
Oh, these my little buddies. I had 6 of them, but then when I was counting, I said, "Oh, I got 7." So now I have 7 of these joints.
Oh, but, wow!
I got
you got 7 Build-A-Bears, 7 Cowboy Build-A-Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Like you actually went in and had them built, or they were already built. You can buy them here for $34. Is that what it is?
I got them unstuffed. So this is like the first one that came out. It was the silver one.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 3 of these. Yeah, I have 3 of these.
Okay.
And I got them unstuffed because I have a Build-A-Bear that's literally 7 minutes from where I live, and I got them stuffed there. And then they discontinued the silver one, and then they came out with the blue ones back in 2017, I think.
All right, that link is in the comments down there for everybody tapping in, and she's talking about her Build-A-Bear. We'll get to more on the Build-A-Bear here in a minute. B-Mac is tapping in, though. He says, I'm thinking the 3 is going to be out of Mingo and Tolbert, but I think Turpin will be on the field a lot at many positions. Yeah, including kick return and punt return. I mean, he's going to be playing a lot of special teams, but, I mean, he was out there getting toe taps and stuff in the end zone yesterday. And I get it. It was, you know, not padded practice. We understand pads kicked off today, but having a good, this is a good problem to have. Like, I remember we were coming into the draft trying to figure out who wide receiver 2 was.
Well, right now, on paper, it's Lamb and Pickens, but there's still talks that it could be WR1A and WR1B. And then they'll have a wide receiver 2, then a 3, then a 4, then a 5.
Well, we got like
So
we're a deep.
that option is still in the air.
Yeah. We got guys fighting for positions. You got a 53-man roster coming up. We got 91 folks at camp right now. We got preseason kicking off starting next week, essentially. The week after that. Well, next week, I think the week after that is we're gonna have that scrimmage with the Rams, and then we go down and we play at SoFi for the first time to play the Rams down there. Preseason will be kicking off. We've already shared here. Dak Prescott hasn't played in any preseason games. My girl KELZ with the intel has already shared. We're probably not going to see Dak until a dress rehearsal. I don't know whether you agree with that or not, but let us know in the comments below. As long as we're staying healthy, I really like the way this team is trending. We've seen a lot of news come out yesterday. Jaden Blue one-hand catch, and then we see some video coming out today that Javonte Williams is getting all the RB1 runs. So who's going to be opening day running back? If you had to put your money right now, because you said Miles was milesing, and the Dallas Cowboys seem to be putting Javonte Williams at running back 1 out there on the first day of pads. Who you think is going to be RB1 come Thursday night football? As we do got some Eagle fans tapping in here with us tonight. Who you got running back 1? You think they're going to start Miles on a revenge tour?
It's going to be Javonte Williams.
Javonte Williams, y'all let us know in the comments below. I guess Miles ain't going to Miles that much, for his revenge tour.
I think he'll probably come in as RB2.
Okay. So Miles coming in at RB2.
They're definitely going to put him in that rotation. I mean, it's still going to be running back by committee, but just for that game, it's going to be Javonte Williams, definitely Miles Sanders, because he got some unfinished business with the Eagles.
Philly. I got you. Everybody tapping in. We appreciate all the engagement. Make sure if you got questions, comments, or concerns as the Cowboys concluded their first day of practice today with the pads. Eric's tapping in, says wide receiver 3, Turk, then Mingo, then Tolbert. But I'm hoping Tolbert can turn it around and climb up the depth chart because he went to college in my hometown in Mobile, Alabama. University of Southern Alabama. Appreciate you tapping in, Eric Taylor, with a little context right there. Yeah, I mean, Dak has a really good relationship, obviously, with Tolbert. Has some good chemistry with him. I understand Mingo's been making some great catches. Like, this is some really great problems to have. But will this running back by committee really be enough? Because I had West Coast Cowboy on the show here with me last week, I believe, and he said, quote unquote, I believe the running back 1 is not even on the Cowboys roster yet. Do you see us doing any movement with the current running backs that we have, or maybe trading them for one, or doing anything here before we get into preseason, or not?
No, I think they're going to work with what they have.
Believe we got enough talent there with the 2 rookies, Phil Maffa. I haven't heard anything on Phil Maffa. Is he even at camp?
Yeah, he's there.
We haven't said his name or done much, but Ryan says Blue is the best in the passing game. Well, we did have a highlight of him having a one-handed catch yesterday, and then we seen some Javonte Williams clips coming out today from all the reporters.
And on one of the team drills today with the pads, he did almost something like what Deuce Vaughn does. He disappeared in the O-line and the front interior seven of the defense and shot right past them.
Okay. BMAC says the Fergie signing was just a media tactic. Like, hey, Micah, we open for business. I mean, there was reports of them coming out saying they've got other deals that are on the table. I don't know. Are we seeing a little media chess between the front office? We see my girl Tiffany Roderick tapping in. We appreciate you. Thank you for those 100 stars. She's going to be a guest on here coming up this next month, later next month, talking about her SIP and SACS event for fantasy football down in Southern California. We appreciate you tapping in here today. BMAC says, I agree with KELZ about the running backs. Okay. Ryan says, I see reports that the Cowboys linked to maybe getting the big guy Wilkins after being let go from the Raiders. I don't know. There was some controversy or something with that dude being let go anyway, weren't there?
Well,
you didn't just leave him on the best terms.
Well, what Stephen Jones said, Stephen Jones didn't give a whole lot on if they were looking into the recently released Christian Wilkins. He said you'll look at anybody that becomes available. So that's the only thing that Stephen Jones said about that.
Okay. Eric's tapping in, got a question for you, Kel. Says, who do you think gets cut, Micah, or gets cut? Williams at 1, Sanders at 2, or Jaden Blue at 3? Cut. Anybody getting cut? I don't know if I see any of those 3 getting cut. What about you?
Why are we cutting them?
I don't know.
I'm not following that.
Well, I think what folks are understanding that normally we carry either 3 running backs and a fullback or 4 running backs.
No, we've always carried 5 or 6 wide receivers.
No, we're talking running backs.
No, I'm giving the rundown. We have always carried 5 or 6 wide receivers. We have carried 4 running backs or 3 running backs and a fullback.
Yeah, but we drafted Phil Maffa. You got Jaden Blue in there. Hunter Lipke's not in that fold. That's right there. So obviously we got a little bit more than 4. I don't think we're going to carry more than 4. But if I had to put my thumb on it, I think maybe Sanders, he might go to the practice squad. I don't know. He might be Dalvin Cook 2.0. That's just me. I don't think anybody gets cut, but I do know the Cowboys are really good at playing musical chairs with the practice squad. And we know folks don't make
already
the
know.
53-man
I
roster.
can tell you right now, Javonte Williams is not getting cut.
I don't think he gets cut either, especially after seeing reports of him getting all the RB1 snaps during first padded practice today. That's got to be a good indication. Yeah. He's probably going to be RB1.
And Jaden Blue is not getting cut. Jaden Blue was the first signing after Tyler Booker.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I hate to say it, I think the Jaden Blue Kool-Aid, it might actually be as sweet as it's advertised, because if this offense decides to throw it a little bit, because I mean, look at all these receivers that we got now. Jake Ferguson re-signed his deal or got extended today. We still got George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, Kevontae Turpin, Jalen Tolbert, Ryan Flournoy, all of these folks. But the offensive line is going to try to establish dominance to run
if anything,
the ball.
There's going to be a huge cutting on the wide receiver, because we got like 11 or 12 wide receivers that is on that 90-man roster.
Let's take a look at it right now.
We're only carrying 6.
So right now we got 2, 4, 6, 8 currently. Oh no, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 wide receivers.
Yeah.
According to the depth chart on ESPN, but we know that's going to dwindle down, because you said we normally carry 6, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, so that means 6 of them to the practice squad, or not going, like you say, not going to get that check or during the preseason. BMAC says, so BG Lukey can be carried as a fullback, as a tight end. That's a great question, Kels. I mean, if Hunter Lipke is retained, is he going to essentially, because I know we've been running him out as a tight end spot, and we just signed Jake Ferguson. I don't see nothing like that happening. We move, we're going to move a whole position, move Hunter Lipke from fullback to tight end, so they could keep 4 running backs.
Yeah,
since 5, maybe 4 running backs and a tight end / fullback.
No, he will go in as a tight end. We have carried 4 tight ends on a roster.
So you mean we could carry 4 running backs and then move Hunter Lipke, if that's the case, to tight end to fill that out, just so we can keep him on the roster?
Because the scheme that Shotty is putting together is really not asking for a fullback, and we talked about that a couple of weeks ago.
We did.
It's not.
But I think that would be pretty sneaky if they move Hunter Lipke from fullback to tight end, and then they could carry the full 4 running backs of whoever, and a couple go to the practice squad essentially. But Sterling is saying, I see us carrying 4 running backs if we're running a 12-man setup, because it gives us more options. Appreciate that.
Well, Sterling, I mentioned that yesterday, that it seems like the offensive scheme that Shotty is going to be running is a gap scheme, run offense, as well as a 12 personnel offense.
Jumbo packs, them supersized packs. As we take a look at, we got the ESPN current depth chart up right now. I see a lot of questions. I'll take this link, I'll place it in the comments below. That way you can take a look at it if you can't really see it up close on the screen. because we've got 91 personnel and we've got to figure out who the 4 running backs are going to be. Even though it's by committee, I'm just saying, if you're playing fantasy football, I am avoiding the Dallas Cowboys running back unit like the plague, baby. But who had a question about one of the personnel on the roster currently? Who was that in the comments? Says I was asking. Eric says I was asking, who do you think gets cut if we keep William Sanders, Blue, and assuming Luke Key at fullback? Yeah, I think we got that taken care of. We obviously know there's 6 running backs, or 5 running backs, and a fullback. So all 4, there's only going to be 4 that's going to make it. But 4 running backs and moving Hunter Lipke to tight end, because we have heard the reports coming out all the way back in OTAs. Hunter Lipke at tight end, Kavontae Turpin at wide receiver, and Deuce Vaughn at wide receiver, and Kavontae Turpin at running back.
Yeah.
Which even things more interesting. Wide receiver, he could be wide receiver 4 or 5, coming and getting carries out of the committee with the running backs potentially, but we're not going to know. So I don't know. Was there any gleaning of any of the offense today? Was there anything that you gathered, any intel that you got on how this offense kind of looked today as opposed to when it was under Mike McCarthy?
They was scrappy and chippy.
Scrappy and chippy. So yeah, I mean the energy is high. The energy is very high at training camp, and you see folks dancing and doing videos, and that's all fine and dandy. You know what I mean? That's all fine and dandy because the pads are on now. We're getting ready to see boys become men and the trenches essentially. But I don't know. I can't wait to get down there August 4th and 5th, especially against the Rams on that preseason game, because I'll take a look at that offense. I want to get a look. I mean, has there been a style of offense that we've heard come out of Oxnard or the Star in Frisco that this offense is going to look like, or there's no name for it or anything yet, KELZ?
No name. But like I said, from what I'm reading and what I have seen visually, that it's going to be a 12 personnel and a run scheme and a gap scheme run offense. That's what it's looking like.
About that. But yeah, that's going to be me right there, baby. August 4th to 5th. Catch me at training camp. Boots on ground. Going to be taking a look at this offense to come and give y'all some intels to couple with my girl KELZ as we talk about the first day of padded practice. So that's pretty much the context that we got here today from training camp. If you got questions, comments, or concerns, throw them up here as we're live for your viewing pleasure here today on this Sunday afternoon, and more padded practice coming this week. I don't know which deal you think might get done next, not named Mike Parsons. I mean, isn't Brandon Aubrey's up for one? I think Tyler
Smith
is up for an extension.
Tyler Smith, Deron Bland, Pickens, and Aubrey are the remaining big names heading into a contract year. But I like the line that Tyler Booker said on what it's like in the trenches.
Oh yeah,
for an offensive line.
I did too. I know exactly where you're going.
He said it's like doing algebra in a fist fight.
Yeah, that's a classy bully quote right there. Shout out to Tyler Booker. He says it's like algebra in a fist fight. Man, that's pretty cool right there. Gotta love that, because this offensive line, no matter if we're running the ball or if we're passing the damn ball, is going to have to set the tone, and the battles are going to be won in the trenches. So any movement, I mean, didn't Terrence Steele? I think he practiced today, right? He had an ankle injury a few days ago, but that he was practicing today. So good. So any other injury concerns? I know Pickens is not injured. There was a report coming out that, oh my God, he was injured, but there was nothing major.
He just had a cramp.
Yeah,
he had like a Charlie horse.
Okay. Good. What up, Domingo? We see you tapping in. Appreciate that. Sterling says they're battling, which makes us better. Yeah, this is good problems to have. I don't think we have a need anywhere other than to stop the damn run this season and run the damn ball a little bit better, because quite frankly, the game's going to be won in the trenches. So what are you looking forward to most going into this week with padded practice? What are you paying attention to most as this week kicks off with the Cowboys?
I don't know if they're I don't think they're going to have a lot of padded practice. I know due to the CBA and the NFLPA, there's only so many padded practices teams can have during training camp. So I don't know which day this week will be another padded practice. I don't think it's going to be tomorrow. I think Wednesday is their off days. I think it's Wednesday is their off day where there's no practice. I have to pull that schedule up.
Gotcha. As you see this background, that's Javonte Williams, RB1 as of today, padded practice, getting runs with the ones. Today, as we try to figure out who is going to run the damn ball in Dallas. Eric says, I think they do Aubrey and Smith's next, talking about Tyler Smith. Micah gets his after third preseason game and before the Thursday game versus Eagles. Well, if that's the case, if we're not going to see
Aubrey is not going to ask for much because a kicker, the most a kicker can get is like
4 or 5 million or something. It's like ridiculously low.
Like it's very low. So like a 3 or 4 year deal that's worth like 5 million, and then a year they will only get like 1.5 million. I can do that. And I'm like this. I can kick. I'm very good at kickball, so I think I could kick it straight through a field goal. Give me that 1.5 million.
I don't know, man. It's harder than it looks because I've tried a few sometimes and they didn't go through the uprights. But yeah, this is RB1 Javonte Williams. There, we've had some highlights come in today. My girl KELZ with the intels today, dropping some more knowledge on us. Look, if Micah doesn't get paid soon, how long are we gonna see? And we're gonna end this on some Micah because I know my girl KELZ love to talk about Micah Parsons. But if we don't see Micah with no pads on and practicing up until the first, like if we don't see him at the Rams scrimmage playing, is that gonna be cause for concern with our defense and what Eberflus is trying to do with Jack Sanborn and his green light?
Yeah, because I'm like this. It's going to be next man up. And really nobody got time. I don't know how I can say this real nicely.
Get it off your chest.
Ain't nobody got time for baby games. That's all I got to say.
Ooh.
So next man up, Peyton Turner. He's behind Micah Parsons, and Peyton Turner has been getting the work. He's been getting that work.
All right, let's take a look at this depth chart on the Dallas Cowboys right quick on this depth chart without Micah, and let's take a look at what do we got cooking back there without Micah on the defensive side of the ball. You got Marshawn Nealon still coming back after his rookie year. We got Big Sam coming back. He's healthy, running 22 miles an hour at 260 pounds. Oh, you got Izaraku still, the rookie who's been making noise. You know, there's a lot of players still bucking. So I don't know. Is it more about Micah? Maybe not why Micah has gotten a contract and why maybe other players like Jake Ferguson are getting contracts. I don't know. It's something to think about, but I'm going to be really, really concerned. I'm already concerned now that Micah's not practicing on the first day of padded practice. Like I get this whole chest that whoever's playing, even CeeDee Lamb says, I'm not going to indulge in that craziness that got going on. And I'm not either. I'm just like, can we just get back to football? Because if Micah is not at that scrimmage when I'm there padded up on the 5th, I'm telling you, it's going to be cause for concern. If we have to wait, I don't think that's good for business. If we have to wait to pay Micah like we did Dak or like we did CeeDee last year, because I think it really takes away from this defense. Is Micah really trying to make a statement here, KELZ, on, hey, pay me, or why is he not? Like Dak was reported to training camp last season on the same situation, and he was practicing with full pads and everything.
And Dak was like that at the end of his rookie contract where he only was making $685,000 a year. And he still showed up and still did what he had to do. Hey. And he still betted on himself. Injuries or no injuries.
Because I was saying, if I'm Dak Prescott, I don't know, but it's a tough tightrope to walk. As B-Mac says, Micah's the best player in the league. You got to sign him. Well, okay, so Jerry going to sign him when he want to sign him.
So let's pull the Band-Aid off.
Uh-oh. Ooh, KELZ with the intel. Let's go, y'all. Press the like button. Let's pull the
Band-Aid off. Outside of practice, Micah has not shown the best leadership since he came into the league. He is giving Terrell Owens, not Terrell Owens. He's giving T.O. in energy because there's a difference between Terrell Owens and there's a difference between T.O. Everybody knows what I'm talking about when I say that.
Some of us old heads do.
And granted, yes, he deserves to be paid. I'm not taking away from his mechanics and how he moves and work the field, but nobody has time for a bitch fit.
Caitlin's tapping in for the context with your ladies. I hear you, Kelsey. Says, any concerns with Stephen Jones' comments about Micah has to want to be paid? I heard that too. And there's a reason why he said that. And I think we're all just trying to figure that out. But Micah has to want to be paid. What does that mean to you, Kels?
I mean, Dak said it too.
Is it got to do with the leadership like you're talking about, showing up and doing these things like Dak did last season?
Yeah, and like I said, it's not only training camp. It's not only training camp. Let's take training camp, mini camp out the way, the mandatory mini camp out the way. When it is in season, Micah has not displayed the best form of leadership that we have seen from other players.
Before we get into that Mozzie cut, I want to get to this one right here. This says a whole lot. Shout out to Sterling with that green badge. He says, it says a lot about what Lawrence said about him, talking about Dak Prescott.
Right. And you remember when Tank went to Seattle and everybody was talking about, I said, Tank is a lot of things, granted. But one thing about Tank, when he touched on that, I agreed with him because I've had interactions with number 11 and they're not the best.
FICO score not looking good out here, Lion. We need to get it fixed, baby. We need to get it fixed because I'm telling you, the longer this prolongs of Micah not being in pads under Matt Eberflus's new defensive system in Dallas that likes to get a lot of the linebackers, which Micah occasionally plays at, this is a cause for concern because Micah not getting paid until the 24th hour before we kick off this season, and then he's going to get paid. Boy, could you imagine the first 3 or 4 games if Micah gets paid and this defense can't stop the run?
B-Mac, it's not about whether I don't know. I'm not saying that I don't want him to get paid. Yeah, okay.
We're just talking about when.
The thing is, it's just the way it's a lot of moving parts when it comes to Micah Parsons.
Caitlin says, I mean, not to hop on the Micah slander, but the proof is there through the last 2 seasons at the least. The first 7 games of the season numbers don't look anything like the last 7 games of the season. I get it. There's arguments on all sides of the ball, but I know one thing. Padded practice started today. We didn't hear about Micah Parsons making any plays on the field, and for every day that continues to go by at training camp through preseason that we don't see Micah line up on that defensive side of the ball, is hurting our chances for this defense to get better.
And the thing is, and it's not slander. It's just that a lot of people, and it's not only me. Like I said, I've been to the last.
Yeah, because we're not on a Micah slander show here or nothing like that. That's not the case.
It's a lot. I've been to when I went to the Cowboys takeover in Miami, and he was there. He wasn't personable. It was just like, oh, I'm here, I'm getting paid, but I'm not going. BG, you've been to the Cowboys takeover. You've seen how those players interact with fans and all that other stuff. That was not Micah Parsons at all. And then even at the CSA show, he was not personable, and it turned a lot of Cowboy fans off. When you go to the hotel, when the players come in and everything, and when they come downstairs, he's not personable and he's not professional with fans, and people pay entirely too much money. And then when you see him on the field, when things don't go away, he wants to have his little diva moment and leave the field.
KELZ in her bag tonight. B-Mac says, I think he's just getting all the pushback, but he knows his worth. You can't play football forever. Pay me. But hey.
Right. And the thing is, and like I said, we know what Micah Parsons is worth, but it has to the math ain't mathing when it comes to leadership and everything. You have, like me, on my job, I have to, if I want that promotion, I have to prove that I'm worth that promotion. I have to show up, whether hell or high water, doesn't matter how I feel. You got to show up. And the way that he is showing up is not the best way of showing up.
So I guess maybe that's alluding to what Stephen Jones may have said, quote unquote, Micah has to want to get paid. Y'all let us know in the comments down there what y'all think Stephen Jones was trying to say. We're not trying to beat a dead horse here. We're not trying to slander the guy. It's just our number one defensive player was not in pads today, practicing on the field, going play for play. And
right. And
all things considered, today he could have had the pads on, and all of that would have been put to rest. But right. No.
And Ryan, he's been paid for this year. He's gotten his $24 million.
He's got another year left, and Jake had another year left too as well. Yeah. Domingo says Micah just acts like his shit don't stink, and he is all that and a bag of chips. Oh, careful now, careful. I don't know. We haven't heard Micah. Micah hasn't been on this podcast lately, have I? I haven't heard nothing on Micah's podcast at all. That's kind of interesting because he's always got something to say. But the clock is ticking, and we're going to see. But that wraps up our padded practice day one recap with my girl KELZ today. We appreciate everybody tapping in on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and YouTube. We'll have to get together again, circle the wagons, and come back to talk about anything new. Maybe when Micah's contract breaks, we'll be live here. But stay tuned. We're going to have some more shows coming in next week as we wrap up the month of July, because football is back, baby. And if you're excited, just hit the like down there below and let us know that you watch this after the fact and use hashtag replay. What you got going on this week? What are you doing in terms of,
let me see. I know on Saturday, I'm doing a DMV pop out with the Zetas who love football. And then on Sunday, I will be with the Black Women Loves Football. They're doing a DMV fellowship at 2:00. So those are my weekend events.
Okay. Cool
That's
beans.
all I have.
I know we'll circle back the wagons here. I appreciate you sharing your Build-A-Bear stuff there. That Build-A-Bear link is down there in the comments below. I know you got one. Maybe we'll have to do a show here where you give one away. You got one maybe you want to give away? Which one? No,
I don't.
Oh, okay. I thought because you had 7, maybe you was trying to give one of your adopted children away. Them Build-A-Bear.
Oh no, because all mine have names. So no.
Oh, all right then. We appreciate y'all joining us here today.
To me. So no.
You said you got all the paperwork, huh?
I got all the paperwork.
You filed the tax returns on and everything.
All on.
We'll see y'all in the gym in the next episode.
Turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night, the party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.